Megan, why are you crying? Welcome, boys and girls, to another episode of Volume 1. My name is Josh Magic Michaels, and I don't need to come up with anything different today because it fits. And today, as always, oh, by the way, Volume 1, where we review the first volume of a brand new manga each week. Thank you, Cody. Today, as always, I am joined by...
Megan the Magician Perrine.
Oh, man.
You had it.
I know. No, just Cody Concoction Ducker.
I'm Volume 1, Sean. And speaking of magic, I think there's someone who is related to magic. Cody, you kind of look like that one guy with...
No, I don't look like anyone.
I think he has like a scar.
No.
Wait, no. Aren't you guys going to shout out the new Patreon member?
No, that's a good idea.
Oh, yeah, that's a really good idea.
Wow, she fit that in right before he tried to turn her off.
Yeah.
She had to get it in.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, by the way.
John.
Yeah. Yes, shout out to our new Patreon member.
Woo!
And yes, round of applause for you. Your name is on the screen here because I appreciate you and love you so much that I dare not butcher your name. I looked up how to pronounce it, and couldn't really figure it out.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah, and for the sake of not disrespecting you, it's here, and we love you, and thank you so much. And if you want to be a Patreon member and help us decide what volumes dones we do and what volume 1s we do and all other perks and benefits, you can sign up at patreon.com/volume1pod. Anyway, how do you guys like my new hat?
It reminds me of the hat that they wear in which hat? Atelier.
Black.
Yeah. Black. That's a callback. Yeah.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
It suits you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
You
the
guys
voice
are
did
supposed
too.
to say which hat.
Oh, that would have been good.
Yeah, and I'm supposed to go this hat, and you go which hat, and I go no, yeah, it's a witch hat, but this hat.
This is a great bit.
Yeah, that you forced onto us.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I think of Witch Hat is it's a manga each week, brand new.
Okay.
Enough of that.
Yeah. Also, this manga is apparently pronounced. The title of this manga is apparently pronounced Witch Hat Atelier.
Atelier.
Which I have legitimately been pronouncing it Witch Hat Atler this entire time.
I'm sticking with it.
You brought up a good point. We'll just call it Witch Hat.
Yeah, Witch Hat.
Yeah. No, this hat.
Wish.
All right. I don't
Wish hat.
No, this one.
All right.
I said wish.
Wish.
Anyway, this is a manga series that I found online. I was super excited to check it out. I didn't really know much about it going in, but I saw the cover and I fell in love. This art style is something like I've never seen in a manga before, and there's a reason for that apparently, which Megan, you came prepared with.
Yes. So the mangaka Kamome Shirahama?
We got there.
Shirahama? Sorry, I kind of wrote a little sloppy. It's on here as well. Kamome Shirahama. Yes, Shirahama. It was not Shira. Okay. She's best known for her comic book art. She's done covers for Batgirl, Birds of Prey. She's known in the US for that, and this is the first manga that she's released that was in English. I believe she had a one-shot before this one, but this is the first one that she put out like that. And I looked up her art, and it is textbook comic art for the covers there, and it was like a mixture of like cutesy and a manga-esque, but this style is very much like graphic novel. I don't know.
I know.
You understand what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, and I was trying to think of a way to articulate it too. This art
fairy
style,
tale,
definitely fairy tale. Sort of a little.
Not the manga or anime fairy tale.
No, definitely not. No,
like fairy tale, like.
Yeah, like an old
folklore.
fairy tale.
Yeah.
Like folklore. Yeah.
Until someone reacts, and then it gets very anime.
Yeah, it does have its anime moments and manga moments, but yeah, this art style, it's so beautiful and so unique, and it's something I haven't seen in a manga series before. The hatching that's done in a lot of the especially cover art and everything. It does read sort of comic book-esque, graphic novel-esque, but obviously it's like heavily reads manga and anime too. You want to read the synopsis, Cody? I like when you read the synopsis.
Oh, the thing I never do.
Yeah.
Okay. So by that,
Yeah.
no. Okay. All right, and then I'll just stop at a point where I feel like
Yes.
maybe it gives too many details away. A touch of magic.
Whoa,
Meet
dude.
young Coco, curious and bright, and desperate to learn how magic's wrought. But witches keep their secrets hidden tight, and witches, Coco knows, are born, not taught. Then one day Coco spies upon a witch, and as he prepares the charms for which she yearns, and she sees that like her skills with thread and stitch, the truth is magic something she can learn, and shenanigans thus ensue.
Shenanigans thus ensue.
Wow, Cody.
Cody, why haven't you been reading the synopses
Yeah,
every
you blew
time?
us away with
I
that
don't like
one.
doing it.
That was
Oh
really
my god,
good.
my soul! Did you hear my soul leave my body at the beginning?
You blew my witch hat off.
Witch hat.
Yeah, dude. Wow.
Oh.
What did you guys think of this series, and what did you expect going into it?
I did not expect to like this at all.
Okay.
Ooh.
I went in like, all right,
Classic Cody.
time to clock in, read a manga, and be done with it. And I had to stop myself from reading past volume 1 just so I would be free to speculate on the ending without risking being like giving spoilers away on what could happen in the future.
Wow.
But I am going to read the second volume of this as soon as I can.
Yes.
Wow.
High praise.
High praise.
Megan, what'd you think?
I enjoyed it.
Uh-oh.
Not as much as I thought I was going to, which is very interesting
Oh.
because
This is an interesting dynamic.
The
yeah.
the Dables have
The
dirt.
Dables
the
of Dern.
Dables of Dern.
But the Dables have dirt.
The Dables of Dern.
The Dables
Oh,
of
yeah.
Dern. That is a novel.
It is.
Yeah, that's like some very lame version of Lord of the Rings.
yeah, the
The
Dables
Dables
of
of
Dern.
Dern.
It's the Knights of the Round Table, but it's the Dables of Dern.
Honestly, that'd be a good name for a parody of. All right, you know what? We'll put that in a file and we'll get back to that
Yeah.
after the pod.
Yeah.
But I'll talk more about it. It's very cute, very beautiful, a bit wordy, but we can get into that.
Megan,
I can see
I
that.
am absolutely obsessed with this series.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
We got multiple perceptions here.
Yeah, I loved it. I had a feeling I was gonna love it based on you never judge a manga by its cover.
Never read a manga by the cover.
You also never read a manga by the cover.
As the saying goes, that's not how reading a manga works.
Yeah,
I've read so many manga. Oh,
Same.
really? Oh, yeah. I've read so many covers of the
Yeah.
first of the manga.
yeah.
Did you know about the guy?
Do you open them?
Apparently
No,
there's
I
a guy
just
who does that.
One of those like scam artists who like I own a Ferrari and then they just rent it and they're like I read a book every day and what he does is he reads the back of it every day and he's like that's his secret to reading a book every. I don't know, it's one of those things.
Oh, a trick question that's just some bullshit.
Not a trick question. A guy who lies about what.
Yeah,
he
he's
does.
just a liar. Yeah, if that's true.
Different than
Yeah, but
what I was.
different than what you were talking about, and different than what I actually meant to say,
Yeah.
which was never judge a manga by its cover, but based on this cover, it does something to me. It does something to me. It touches me. It tickles me. And that's just the cover. And then I open this thing up. I crack it open. I get into it. I get real deep into it, and I fucking love it. All right, and that's how I felt about this series.
Okay.
But we'll get more into it, obviously.
Oh no.
Megan?
I'm fine. Witch hat atelier.
Yeah, Atelier.
Atelier.
And look, this series
Atler.
is
Sorry.
this series, even though it deals with magic, I'm gonna rattle off a few things and then we'll get into it.
Which real quick. Is this the series you were telling me is famous for having like one of the most well thought out magic systems?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because it was like, wow. Perfect.
so well done and it's so creative and I love it.
was
It
like,
is super
I have
creative.
no questions.
Yeah, practical. Yeah,
They like started going in depth, but I was like, I get it. Like the part was like, I don't need to know that you need to do the glyphs this way or whatever. Which it was interesting, but it was just like they explained it like really basically at the beginning. I'm like, okay, I don't have a question. Like, well, what can you do? What if this happens?
yeah. I want to know, Megan. Okay, so is it going to be too spoilery to say at this point in the episode what you weren't a fan of? Is there anything that you weren't really a fan of? Because I can gush over this series for the entire episode.
I would have liked.
You said too wordy.
I mean, I guess talking about the systems of the magic, I would have maybe liked to learn a little bit more myself, reading and watching it happen versus someone just telling me what is going on. I mean, I guess that he's teaching her and she's used as exposition for it, but I did feel like a lot of information at once to like be like, this is what it's like, okay, and then it's like, again, we're
Are you controlling her and making her say those things?
No, Megan, tell them about how much you like the manga.
But that's
Let
it.
the
Like,
cynicism flow through you.
okay. I just feel like it's a lot of information of the world all at once. I would rather just learn about it when it was happening versus being told about it. It just felt like a lot. But tends to happen with like fantasy type magic stories, so I wasn't like too upset about it. And for someone like Cody who wants to know everything about it before he even gives it a chance, it's true. So I was like, okay, this is good for those people. But for me, I'm a story gal. I'm a character development gal. Give me some more interactions with the characters and I'll be sold in whatever you give me later. And that's kind of just how I felt.
You know, I was really sold by the story and by the magic system. I feel like it did both really well. And later on, I think, and we'll get into that, obviously, they go into more detail about the magic and how the magic works, and it becomes a little more dense. But in the beginning, I thought the story
I agree.
and the character...
I totally agree with the beginning.
Yeah.
And then I guess, like I said, it's not an issue for me. It was just like kind of felt like a lot.
The midpoint seemed a little too like, all right, and let's get into all the details now.
Exactly.
And here's how the entire system works.
Right.
Where, which is, you know.
But I
maybe-
almost like putting it there because I'm already invested in the characters. So having it at that point, I'm in.
I'm not as invested
Mm.
in, I don't know. I got more invested later, but in the beginning I was like, okay, I like them. I like her. I like him. You know, we'll get into the spoilery aspect of it, but
I think Coco is one of the most cute, sweet, just adorable protagonists I've seen in a long time. She warmed my heart.
I think she has a very solid motive that like gets me behind her. You know, it's what people would do in stories like this is she would be like, I want to be the witch queen.
Yeah.
And then she was born without the ability to cast magic, and she's like, but through the power of friendship, I'm gonna cry, and then I'm gonna become the witch queen. But it's much
Witch queen.
This queen. Yeah.
Silencio.
Oh, he just used Spanish. It wasn't
Yeah,
even a spell.
Latin.
Yeah, apparently Spanish and Latin people are
Cállate.
wizards.
Cállate la boca.
Okay, and we're half Mexican, and you're full Mexican, so we can say that.
I'm not full Mexican.
Yeah, Megan.
I'm not even Mexican.
Oh no.
Megan. Megan.
All right.
Megan.
Josh, maybe
Megan.
Cállate la boca.
Megan. Yeah, you are.
Wow.
Anyway.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm not even offended. I'm just kind of hurt.
I didn't mean to hurt you. So my point is.
Yeah, what's your point, Josh?
Where are you going?
What's your
Wait,
fucking
wait.
point, Josh?
Finish your little.
Which hat?
My point is, I think that this character is super believable, and her motive. Stop hitting me with the wands. Her motive is believable as well. Her relationship with her mother. And like you said, it's not something that she wants to do that is similar to other protagonists where she's like, I want to be the best witch ever. Her reason for wanting to be a good witch is so she can, I don't think this is a spoiler, save her mom.
It was a spoiler.
That's like chapter.
It was a spoiler.
Chapter 1.
I agree that that's a spoiler.
It was a spoiler. We would have gotten to that
Yeah.
It's chapter
because
1.
it's the reason why it starts.
Yeah.
And you did it
maybe
again.
If you weren't.
I wasn't
dinging
doing it. I
around-
We're
was
just waiting for our
intensively
turn to
listening.
talk.
Okay, well, if those wands actually worked, maybe you could shut me.
We cast.
What?
So yeah, I mean, well now, okay, you've ruined the thing, but
There's like 3 other things I haven't ruined.
Okay.
And I didn't even say what happened to her mom.
which I was proud of you for that.
Thank you.
Which I was proud of you for that. Proud of you for
Which I was proud of you.
Which I was proud of you for hat. Which
Oh, I love it.
which hat? Atelier.
Atler.
Atelier.
Sure.
Atler.
Atelier.
Silencio.
Silencio.
Yeah, that's her motive. I guess we'll. It's a solid one. I like. There's not a very strict time frame that's been put on it, so it kind of justifies her being like, "What's going on over here?" And then I think the middle part was sort of like this is now the thing that happens until she like goes to
Cody,
do the test.
I have a question for you. You don't like Chosen One stories,
Yes.
which this may be a Chosen One story because there's one person we don't know anything about that had to do with her.
Do we want to
being
have that
able.
conversation right now?
I mean, we could. It was just a question I wanted to know how you feel about. We don't have to go in detail,
I
but
do
how
not-
did you feel about that?
I don't like Chosen One stories if someone was like born into like you've been born with the powers of being the protagonist, or like you're just better than everyone else. I think if someone like finds something, that's like that's not a chosen one.
I see what you're saying.
Like Billy Batson, you know, it's like it's not even like that was a high criteria in the movie. At least that wasn't like a high criteria to be the chosen
Who's
one.
Billy?
Billy Batson.
Shazam.
Oh.
It didn't happen.
Well, no, you're
Oh, I'm
You're
buff and handsome now?
No,
well,
it's opposite.
I'm opposite Shazam? Is that what you're saying? I'm always, constantly.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that clears little things up for me because I was reading it and
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder, because clearly there's some shenanigans going on.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, which is what got me more interested and kind of puts a spin on all of the events of this first volume,
Yeah.
which is why I didn't want to read more so I could have theories.
Yeah. So to set it up too, this is a world in which magic exists, but we don't know really in the very beginning of the story, at least, in what way. Also, side note, I thought this was a very creative way of explaining a magic system, handling a magic system, and handling magic in general. Something I'd never really seen before. But our protagonist, our main character, Coco, is a from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, is a seamstress or something.
yeah, she helps her mom with like hemming dresses and making dresses. She's like a dressmaker.
Yeah. And she sees a carriage, like of
Winged carriage.
winged carriage with Pegasuses.
Love that.
And a carriage come down. Already, I'm enchanted. I'm in there. I'm loving it. And she meets a person who we later find out is a witch. Again, I don't think that's a spoiler, right?
No.
Maybe we'll have it. Yeah, we'll talk to you about this later.
Talk off the podcast.
We'll talk
about
off
it.
the pod.
Right.
A lot of off mic conversations.
Yeah, a lot of off mic conversation.
about to happen.
Okay.
A lot of off-putting situations
Okay.
Yeah.
happen.
Anyway, I don't think that I understand why you're saying it's a chosen one story because of certain events that I will not spoil.
I
that
said
happen
it
later.
may be
Right.
a Chosen One story.
Yeah, I think
It's not yet.
a randomly chosen one. It's not the same as a chosen one. Now there's multiple spins on chosen one stories. There are people who are like unchosen, which means they weren't part of any prophecy, but they did it anyway, and by doing that, they ended up fulfilling the roles of a chosen one they were supposed to fulfill. There's pure chosen ones. There's anti-chosen ones who go against all these things, and then there's someone who was just there. And I think that's what this person is.
Yeah. But there's a line at the very end that might prove, your point wrong.
Well, it might not. So
It might not as well.
So, you listeners, here are some nice little hints at the conversation that's going to happen at the end of this episode.
Yes.
So he did it again. So you just did it again.
Yeah.
No, I did not.
Yeah. You just you can't.
I'll say it.
You can't.
I'll say what the actual thing. I should have never given you on.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Silencio gringo.
Oh.
All right. I'm half Mexican, and you know that.
But we both have accepted.
Yeah. No one's ever gonna believe.
We both
us.
have accepted we're white. It doesn't matter.
No one's ever gonna believe us or care.
No one gives a shit.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway.
She wants to be a witch. Witches come to be like, oh, what's this? Some sort of dress? Yeah, I think I'll my chariot here. And,
I don't like.
Yeah. I don't like
sounds
Cody
very.
either.
Oh, it sounds just the way you're like, oh, chariot.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did they sound like in your head?
You just making it sound like a different scene.
Yeah.
Like you're making it sound like it's kind of like.
Sexual?
No.
I hope that's not the vibe you got from those.
No, it's very like scary.
Oh. That was close.
Sorry, continue. Can you do it in the voice that you read the synopsis in? Can you just talk like that the rest of the episode?
Meet young Coco. What quanders queries are in the
Yes.
tailor shop
Yep.
today? And
Yep.
dearest Coco, watch
Yep.
the shop, lest thee upon mine shop.
Keep going.
Oh man, that's it. That's all I got.
I think it's important to note that in this world, too, people are told that they specifically have to be born with magical abilities.
Yes,
There
which
are-
is why you would assume the route is revealed. She was born with magical abilities.
And told that she didn't have them her entire life, but
And
actually secretly does.
her wicked mother thus lied to her.
Yes.
Thusly. And what a bitch she
Yeah.
was, because she's an evil witch.
Yeah. Ye old bitch.
Ye old bitch.
Yeah. And I think it's also
Wow.
important to note.
Is that what you have on your license plate?
No, I have fat bitch on my license plate. Because Cody and Megan think I'm fat.
Oh my
Of the
god.
three of
No,
us.
no. That's not the conversation we had. He keeps insinuating that every time he eats in front of us, we're thinking that he's fat. Which is not that he's like, oh guys, I'm fat, huh? I'm fat. And we're like, what the fuck are you
I'm
talking
just waiting for you
about?
to finish eating, man.
Just say it.
Oh my
You think
god.
I'm fat and old?
One of those.
The fat part.
No, not the fat part. One more than the other.
Okay, Cody. Bite thine tongue.
Oh.
Okay, good. It worked.
Yeah, so she has to she really wants to see the chariot. Her mom's like, no, you can't see the chariot. Which is why I was also like, oh, she wants to avoid her seeing magic because she's the girl who lived.
Yeah.
And then I guess just the neighborhood kids, they just knocked the chariot over.
Yeah, they break it.
Yeah, they
Did
go,
they
I wasn't,
flip it
I
over?
didn't
Yeah,
do
they flip it
anything.
over.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
the fuck? These fucking kids are like, I ain't, and they're like, bro, this is like a vehicle. How are we
Yeah.
gonna get home?
Yeah, it's like, a Rolls Royce coming into town and, us just flipping it over.
Which would be cool.
It'd be really cool. Yeah.
I would want to do that.
And they deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be like,
Yeah.
do you have any gray poupon?
Oh, right.
Flip it.
Is that a Wayne's World
Yeah.
joke?
It's a gray poupon commercial joke. It's an old mustard.
Yeah, I know. And they did it in Wayne's World.
Yeah, but it was
Wayne's World was just referencing a commercial.
yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I'm
That's
gonna have to look.
disappointing.
A lot of off.
Yeah, no, it's not an
the
original
pod
Wayne's
conversations
World.
we're gonna have to have.
It's not an original Wayne's World quote. Anyway,
Yeah.
Anyway,
A lot of stuff after the pod I have
No.
to look up.
yeah. These two kids fucked this thing up, and Quiffrey,
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Coiffre.
Quiffrey,
Yeah.
Coiffre.
Quiffrey.
Hand me my
Quiffrey.
witch tools. Hat.
Which hat would you like, Quiffrey?
Yes.
Hand me my Atelier hat.
Atelier. He has like an.
Hand me the Atelier hat. God damn it.
God damn it, Jory!
Why can't we write a story where witches and wizards sound like that?
Oh my god.
Yeah, we could have grand wizards. And
Yeah.
Get on off my lawn before I explode you with my firebolt.
God damn it! If you keep using my phoenix, I swear to God, I will beat the shit out of you.
like it.
Yeah. I'm
but-
gonna need 2 eyes of Newt over here, stat.
Oh.
Yeah. You got something in your eye?
No, it's just
Of Newt?
itchy.
Yes, she meets
Quiffrey.
Quiffrey.
And Quiffrey's
a
like,
chill dude.
Quiffrey's
Very
like,
chill.
guess what? I can fix it.
Yeah.
I'm a witch.
Yeah, no one realized it until he put his hat on.
No.
Yeah.
And he goes, okay, it's time to clock in. And then he goes, okay, I'm going to fix the chariot, but you cannot watch me
Do
work my
not.
magic.
Because she has
Don't
a
even
freak out
look.
moment. Yeah. Because you don't want to see.
Me with your mom.
What?
Yeah, it is like I'm gonna go into your house
Workshop, yeah.
Why don't you stay outside?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see
I
what
got to
you're
talk to
saying.
your mom for a couple minutes.
I'm going to go into the workshop and get some work done.
We're gonna work out this
Why don't you-
payment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just not even involved in the chariot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean the economics of chariots. and-
Magic. It's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
But anyway, she's obviously obsessed with magic. So she's like, I'm not going to just stand outside and wait for this
And
guy
then
to
because the
fucking...
neighborhood kids are like, we're gonna go up to the ceiling. She's like,
Yeah.
not without me, which I really liked.
Yeah, she's not gonna be like, you guys can't be doing that. No, she's like, I want to see too, so I'm gonna take this advantage and probably not gonna get this opportunity again.
Yeah.
So then she looks in there and he's doing some weird little scribble.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's doing some weird shit,
Yeah.
and then she sees him do the magic, which is an introduction to like obviously the whole way they do magic, which I thought was a little cool thing. It wasn't just like, this is how you do it. It was like something she was not supposed to see
Mm-hmm.
as a human.
Oh,
I guess not a human, but like someone who's not in that world.
Yeah.
And what we should have, the reason she's so interested in magic is she has like an old like fairy tale book
That was my
about
question.
witches. Yeah.
Did she explain that before?
She was like, I just got this when I was a little kid. I got this when I was younger, and I really like it.
Because
I think she tells him that,
before or after?
right? I think it's
After, for sure.
After?
After, for sure. Yes, but the point is, she is interested in magic. She's obsessed with magic because she got a book when she was a kid at a fair. And it came with a wand, and it came, which is what the person told her. I will
Yeah.
give you this book, and it comes with a wand. But instead of a wand, she gets a pen.
It's kind of like the Scholastic Book Fair.
Well,
It's-
when you
You ever
think
have
about
any
it,
of those? No. Okay.
any book is a window to a magical world of creation and
Creativity.
whimsy. And can't we all thus learn from to enter your mind's eye?
What kind of book fairs did you go to?
You know, like they'd have them Scholastic. Scholastic.
Yeah.
You would like go in the library and they'd set it all up like every other month, and then you could like pick from the catalog and buy different books, or they just have like a book fair.
Yeah.
Did you ever?
How is that like an old woman giving you a book in the street?
Do you
Because
not
if they
understand how you would get like a little toy with
They
a
would give
book?
you like a toy. That was more of the
Ah.
incentive. They'd be like, "Mom, I want this book," and they're like, "Cause the toy," and you're like, "No, I want to
No.
learn."
No,
Yeah, you don't get that. That was the vibe of like, and here's a wand and it's a pen.
no, I just got magic kits.
He was
Yeah.
so excited.
I didn't know when you were gonna fit it in, but you
Yeah.
son of a
Like, and I was
bitch.
like,
That's all I
"Can you do a
got.
card
You
store?"
son of a
Scholastic.
bitch.
So I was
You have
like,
to do
Which
more.
deck do I pick from?
Yeah, I mean maybe maybe a little bonus video. Maybe you'll get to see some real
That
magic.
is the first time you've done magic on the podcast.
Won't be the last.
Won't be the last time, but I'm
Hopefully it
saying
will
that
be.
was the first. It was the first.
Silencio.
Silencio, cállate la boca.
Anyway, yes. So she sees him scribbling down some markings, and then he comes out, and I like that too, that she's able to make it down in time.
That was a fun comedy moment.
Yeah.
He was like, and I'm out. She's like, you kept to watch, sir. Nope, anytime.
Yeah.
And I definitely didn't do anything else.
But she does notice that when he's doing magic, this is where it gets interesting, that he's not casting spells in the traditional sense, which it seems like even in this world, people believe to be the case, that people use their words to cast spells. But what she sees him doing is just writing and drawing things. And so she has this epiphany where she's like, well, that's how you do it. That's how it's done. It's not spoken, it's drawn. And that's important because after he leaves, he's like, you sure you weren't looking? You sure you didn't see anything? And after he leaves, she starts to draw some symbols of her own.
She starts copying the ones in the book.
Yeah, it's also there is also that moment where the mom kind of stops her and she's like, Mom, is something wrong? And she's like, oh, no, I just thought you were going to leave with that guy. Because you love magic so much, and he's like a witch, and, you love...
I thought you were going to leave me. Like,
Yeah.
after your father
Yeah,
died, I
yeah.
can't stand the idea of being alone.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe.
Yeah, and I was like, Mom?
She's like, I'll never leave you. And I'm like,
But I like that moment, though. I thought that moment
It was very
really
real,
cute
emotional
and real and well done. Yeah, because that does happen. What's his name? Elijah Wood in the Lord of the Rings leaves with Gandalf, right, guys?
I thought you were gonna reference like your friend Elijah. I was like, oh, do we know?
No, the reference would be of himself, and it'd be much sadder.
Yeah, yeah.
Because instead of a wizard, it was sadness.
Yep, and actually a witch.
Yeah, we don't have to go into it.
Yeah.
But she starts doing these little scribbles in the book, and I really liked this part too of like obviously children dealing with magic. You're gonna have some shenanigans ensue. You're gonna have some mistakes. If you don't know what you're dealing with, you could do anything, and we find that out, the ramifications of her scribbles.
Because
there.
she just casts a random spell, and it just sprouts stone, and the whole house gets stoned.
Yes. Blaze it. Yeah. Yeah, the whole house gets stoned. Give me that spell, dude. I'm sober. I would never.
This wand isn't just a wand.
Oh. They make those, yeah. For sure.
Oh, it's like a flute, but I meant
Yeah,
to do
you're
like
playing
a
a flute.
pipe.
Yeah, you're playing a flute. You're not. Sorry about that.
Rachmaninoff.
Yeah, that's pretty much the setup to the story, because spoiler.
Spoiler warning.
I think the spoilers happen after the mom thing.
Sure.
That's what I think.
Sure.
So,
we
yeah,
could have gotten here though. We could have just gotten to this
sort of
point,
like
and
a
then it would have.
flow.
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't know how to hook people. You got to give them a little bit
Silencio.
before. You got to give them a little bit before they can get a little bit. You know.
How's that worked for you so far?
Why would you say that?
Got him.
Was calling me fat not
Oh
enough?
my god! I never once called you fat. I have never once called you fat. Old?
I have.
Sad?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I misunderstood you. I'm just old and sad.
White bread? All of these things I've called you.
Yeah.
Fat has never been one of them.
And I bet you what this woman has never been called is someone who's been turned into stone.
Yeah, no, she's never been turned into stone,
Right.
and now she's turned into stone.
And now that's all she does.
And Quifrey comes back. Quifrey.
I'm gonna
Well, because he
go
has-
with Quaffrey because I think that's a slippery slope you're on there, Megan.
Yeah. Let's not
Queefrey
call
is
him
his
Queefrey. How about that?
Yeah. This is a very feminine book.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa, Cody, dude, chill, dude.
Whoa.
I just like ganging up on
Whoa.
you.
Funny.
Yeah, Quifrey has a
Quifreak.
yeah, he has,
Quifrey.
Yeah, the mind Quifreak.
he has a realization in the middle of the night by campfire that he all of a sudden, because he's like sitting there and he's like, "Witch gave you a book at a fair?"
Book at a fair? What the fuck?
Yeah.
He's piecing it together. He's like, book, fair, girl, pen,
Yeah.
wand, fair.
Yeah, he's like, who would do that?
Who the hell just gives a book away?
And then he goes, oh. And then
Yeah,
he remembers, and then he literally saves her out of the explosion of the stone. And she's like, my mom. I fucking turned my mom to stone.
I told her I would never do that.
You heard
And
him
I was like, I don't know why you would even ask me that.
Yeah.
step on a crack, break your mom's back, write in a book, turn your mom to stone.
Whoa. I was going to say something with a tome, turn your mom to stone. We're close, right?
I just wanted to say it as fast as possible.
Yours was really good.
I'll work on it.
Work on it. I think.
Could not atone. I turned my mom to stone.
There you go. We found it. We got there.
I'll work on it a little bit more. I mean, that we're getting there. Right?
No, you're done. Because it's perfect.
So that's where the story becomes like, all right, well, if you wanted not to have your mom be stone,
You must.
You gotta.
Yeah, you must atone. I'm telling you,
you
Megan, it's
must
good.
atone. Honestly, it's
Megan,
making more
it's
sense.
good. Yeah.
I wasn't for it at first, but
I won
yeah.
him over with
It's
my
good.
spell.
When you're right, Megan.
Your spell must be charm.
No!
And my spell must be fucking being
Fat.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's working.
Volume
That's why they call you Josh the Magician.
Cause
Anyway,
okay. So she's very emotional. Coco, her mom, her only one in her life,
yeah.
is turned to stone, and Quiffery's like, "You're gonna come learn magic with me."
Well, yeah, and he basically drops.
Because
Oh, we'll say we're not even in spoiler territory yet, huh?
yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, it does because there's some still. There, I'm telling you, I can think of 3 bombs.
Are you gonna say
I want to.
Let's approach them in chronological order. But because someone who we have now discovered, we're not putting you in charge of dropping spoilers anymore. Megan,
We
just,
never put him in charge. That was
Oh,
my thing, and he just
yeah.
says it. He just
right,
does it.
because he refuses to acknowledge that we don't like it.
It's
Megan,
not a spoiler. What I
can we?
said.
I'm talking. Megan, can you give us a ye old magical spoiler warning? So we're gonna just talk in.
Are we sure we're done?
Just shut up for
Okay.
5 goddamn seconds.
Okay.
Esto spoiler time.
Okay. I don't think that's. what
Esto
that means.
spoiler time. It's spoiler time.
I suddenly feel like discussing spoilers now.
Whoa, funny how that works, huh?
Whoa.
My God.
She cast a spell on you.
Cállate.
Yes, thank you.
Anyway, now
I
can
said-
now can we talk about spoilers? Can we
Okay,
ease
yeah. Why
into-
don't you just rattle them off right
can we
now?
dip our toes
And then laugh to yourself.
and then laugh to yourself that you
that you think it's funny while we're just like, it's not funny.
and we tell you, and you think it's subjective.
It's not a spoiler.
That's the best part. Is you think that you're actually not doing it, and you continue to do
It's
it.
not a spoiler.
Oh my god! Listen to yourself,
I am listening to myself. I have headphones in.
Cody. Okay, go, Cody. Please.
Okay,
speak.
can I just say what I was going to say? Can we dip our feet into this enchanted pond? Thank you. Go ahead.
That is a good phrase.
Because it was in the very first page of this manga.
Wow,
Oh,
attentive.
so it wasn't yours.
Can I dip my feet into this enchanted pond? It's mine.
So the reason he's interested in this girl is he's interested in whoever gave her that book.
Right.
And he must learn from her what secrets doth she know.
Because everybody...
Okay, no. I'm seriously like,
We're in
Fucking
spoiler territory.
Stop.
And that's what happens chronologically next. We're in spoiler territory, and that's what happens next. I'm trying to keep the show moving, baby. We're already fucking...
this is
in.
you say you're keeping it moving and then you ramble for like 5 minutes.
Who's the one that
She
keeps pointing
discovers
wands
the
at
world. She
people?
discovers the world of magic, and the reveal being everyone can do it.
Oh,
Literally what I was going
you
to say.
already got 2. Give Cody 1.
Oh, I didn't know you were doing it because you wanted to do it.
Oh my God! Can we please stop?
Shut so straight.
Anyway,
Atler.
Cody, yes, you're right. Everybody can do it. That's the twist. Is that it's not you're not born with it. Anybody can do it.
Which I much prefer.
Cook.
Yeah.
And they explain the problem is in a world where anyone can cast magic. Oh man, wars are really bad.
Yeah. And it's revealed that there was like a council of people who basically got together and decided to keep the secrets of magic to themselves, and not only keep the secrets of magic to themselves, but create rules that dictate like what magic can be used for and what types of spells are okay to use.
Didn't they erase people's memories?
And
Yeah.
they Men in Blacked everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, that's
Yeah.
the most important part. They literally were just like, zip.
Yeah.
Which he was going to do to Coco, but he was like, if I wipe her memories, I'll lose my only lead on discovering where this guy
And
is.
she's like, please don't erase my memories. Even though I hated that this happened, I am so happy I can use magic. You have no idea.
Yeah, she's like, I'll do anything, really. And also she wants to save her mom too, so she's
Yeah.
like, I'll do anything to save my fucking
And the
mom.
thing becomes, well, you'll have to become my apprentice to do that. So welcome to wizard school.
Yeah, and this guy's a little greedy when it comes to apprentices, I think. But hey, maybe that's just me. Anyway, We go to his atelier.
Atler.
We go to his Atelier. And Cody, why don't you take it away? Why don't you go ahead and just take it away?
So that's where we discover the magical system, which is the
Which
wands
is
are their fountain pens.
Yeah.
And that's how the ink is the magical source. You can combine that with different resources. This is where it does start going into how this is basically where you are explaining the entirety of the magical system here.
Yeah.
yeah.
Which man, I say which a lot. Megan, you didn't like this part so much.
I don't know. I did and didn't. It was just a lot of info and I retained it, but I wish
I genuinely
I
didn't
could've-
feel like it was a lot of info.
oh, well that's makes me feel even worse.
Why? Because I'm dumb now?
Yeah. What I liked is how you can like the way they fly is they write half of the glyph on one shoe, half on the other, and then they click their shoes together.
I like
And, then
that.
they fly, and that's a nice little thing of like clicking. Why does
Yeah.
yeah.
And there were 2 nods to sort of Wizard of Oz-esque things in this volume. But yeah, it's because the spell can't activate until the outer ring
Is complete.
is complete. Yeah.
Which my only issue being the shoes are not designed to like. I'm like that doesn't. I'm like I can see that does not complete the circle there, but it's fine.
Yeah, the way 3-dimensional objects work, it would not complete that.
Yeah.
But I'm here for
It's
it. I'll let it slide.
it's fine.
Yeah. But I think, and yeah, this is when they go into the details that it's the ink that is the magical part. And, we find out where that comes from later. But also that there are 3 rings, correct? There's like the main glyph.
Yeah, there's like your base, which is element, and then like the form it'll take, and then the essence, and then
Yeah.
bibbity boppity boo.
Whoa.
And the way that the way that we get to see these spells, if that's what they are, used later in the series is so creative, especially when she's going through that test at the end. Like I like the way that they can manipulate this system and use certain things to their advantage. It's so smart.
Yeah, and
Clever.
what I like is she actually she's studying it because you have to like have these signals have to be exactly in this way to do it right. And my problem with a lot of magical stuff is it's like you're born magic and then you just have to learn what the words are. And then if you're born stronger with it, you cast a stronger spell. Because it's always like, what are people studying in magic school?
Yeah.
Cause,
That's a good
like,
point.
Memorization.
like
It seems like that's all they're doing.
Yeah.
Which what is this? Our educational stuff?
I wish I could erase that from my mind.
Schooling.
Yeah,
Basic education.
Yeah. Okay. I like
Good
how
one.
this is a thing to justify like if you could study this and learn it and get better at it through study, as opposed to like, oh, I memorize words better. I guess which is most like I really don't get what you would go to a university when
Right.
you're born a magic user, and like what are you learning about it?
Yeah.
This goes into what you would learn about it.
Here's the one thing I don't buy about this series. And before I say this, I do, want to make it very clear that I absolutely love this series. And like you said, Cody, I had to stop myself from continuing to read because it's just, I'm fascinated. I'm in it. This world, this magic system, I'm all for it. I'm here all day. But the one thing I don't buy is that it's so hard for her to draw a circle.
I have a hard time drawing circles.
Is it that wobbly though when you draw?
Yeah, I have a hard time drawing straight lines and circles.
It's not, right, Megan?
It's not.
Yeah.
I'll
We
tell
would
ya,
have upper hand.
this is a thing. Like anytime you have to like draw like a line, like you go up to class and like, oh yeah, just underline something. It would always be a slope for me. I cannot draw a straight line.
You're always going downhill, huh?
Wow, Megan. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry if I got some of my fat on your hands.
Oh!
Yeah.
Fucking Josh.
I've never I understand that they're trying to establish that she's not good at drawing these. That she can't be good at magic. She has to get better. So I know that she has to, start out drawing these symbols very rough but it just seems like
Well,
it'd
it's
be a
not
little
just
easy.
well, I mean, I think a drawing a perfect circle to expect out of a child, like from the get go, I think it's reasonable to expect them to not get it right.
Well,
And then it's not just the circle; it's like this little thing.
Yeah.
She'll be told, like, "Well, you drew this line on that symbol a little too long, and it ruined the whole thing."
which I do really like about.
yeah,
system.
and they're showing they're highlight I feel like later on they kind of already hinted at it and alluded to it, but like her being able to be a seamstress beforehand is going to benefit. They did when she sewed up that little sail real quick, but I feel like that's going to be a big benefit to her
Yeah.
having that skill instead of maybe drawing, and maybe they'll tie that in somehow more.
Yeah, because in the
But-
beginning she used, I think it's is it ink or is it chalk that they use to kind of mark clothing or mark fabric before they cut
I
it?
think it's chalk.
I think it is
They
chalk.
said it was
too.
chalk, and I'm like, "Is that how they dye?" Oh, it was just to like for cutting stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
just for
Yeah.
cut. Yeah. And so yeah, later on she kind of fashions her own sort of ink.
She has a very like cool moment of realizing, like, I know how to use these tools. I'm more comfortable with these tools. I'll use them to do it. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
normally someone would have to tell that to her while she's crying.
Yeah. She makes it to this atelier, by the way, and meets three other apprentices. You have their names there, Megan?
Tetia, Rishi, and Agete.
Wait,
Yeah.
Agete.
I get it.
I thought the first girl she meets was like, at first she seemed like, oh, is she gonna be the mean one? And she's just like, thank you, and she really likes when people say thank you.
Yeah.
So she always says thank you for saying thank you. It's a really nice thing. And then she meets another girl who's also cool. It's like, oh, so there's not gonna be the dark rival, and then the dark rival shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's just mean for no reason. She's the rival.
She's mean because it's like an outsider, which they don't get a lot of. Like, there's not new humans finding out magic. Like, that's why they're like the stigma behind her. They're like, we've heard rumors of this girl, and like they already have an idea of what she's about, and plus she's an outsider, and like, why is she getting so much attention?
Yeah,
Like,
her version of being the boy who lived is like, you're the outsider who cast the spell.
Yeah, and look,
It it's unique, but it's not like that's not a thing that is like special.
And
Yeah.
she's had no training. She got to be his apprentice. He's probably a well-respected, witch. And all these girls are trying to become a better witch. And this random chick just shows up with no training, no nothing.
Yeah, and the dark-haired girl's like, well, she doesn't earn the position that I have.
yeah, she brags and she shows her fingertips that are stained black, and she's like, I've been, making these marks since I was a baby, and my fingers are stained since birth or whatever. I mean, she's like really Sabrina the Teenage
Just a
Bitch, am I
classic
right?
art school.
Good one.
Yeah, thanks.
Good one.
You didn't like it, huh? All right. But yeah, and so you're right. Yeah, there's that moment where you're like, okay, here's the rival character. I thought we weren't going to have a rival character, but here she is, and she's the most rival character
She sends her. She tricks her into going onto a mission where there's a chance she'll die.
Which I was shocked at, because I would figure that she would not want to upset her higher up. Being an apprentice, you wouldn't want to
It doesn't
change your.
Yeah, it doesn't really come up.
Yeah, no. How? It's
yeah, and he
insane.
doesn't really even
He
scold
doesn't
her
reprimand
after.
her. He
Yeah.
reprimands Coco.
Yeah.
How could you do that? Like, she fucking knew.
Because-
she said he wanted you to take this when he left. You take it when we want you. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the other girl, she's like, oh my god, what happened to Coco? I gotta tell the
Yeah.
guy. And then so he knows that she was tricked into going.
I don't think he knows.
Yeah.
I think she just. How would she know where to go?
That's a great point.
How would she know what to do?
She
Like-
it was like go to this realm of floating orbs and find a flower.
Yeah, and pick the flower from the highest floating orb.
But
Yeah.
the rival does let her borrow her flying shoes.
Oh, yeah, good.
Yeah.
I said, Agete really said that bitch will die.
Yeah.
Like,
And the way that kind of works too, that the way that she's able to get there is through this mode of transportation that's very like Howl's Moving Castle-esque, where I don't know if either of you guys saw that movie, but there's that door, and then every time they close that door, they have that thing that they spin, and the color changes, and they're in that door opens to a new place.
Yeah.
But this is like that, but a window. And the rules for magic, by the way, are that they can't use anything that will. You can't use any spells like on people's bodies, and that means like to someone, or literally you can't draw these spells on skin.
The forbidden magic.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that they would only like recruit people they know aren't going to use it for like combat. You know, they're just. So, I mean, yeah. Hopefully, you'll just use it to make magical toilets.
Oh, that was a funny joke.
I like that because I'm also like, I don't think I would trust that. I would. They're like, and it just puts it all into the void of the cosmos. Like, I'll just use a regular toilet. It's fine.
I like how they didn't really, like, it was a moment, but it wasn't like overdone. It was just like I had to go back and double check and go like, is she shitting into a void?
The void.
Yeah.
I like it because, like, you know, it makes sense that they would use it to take care of small stuff like that too, and that. You remember, did you hear how J.K. Rowling said wizards used the bathroom, how they pooped before toilets existed?
No, but J.K. Rowling has been saying some wild shit. But
they just pooped themselves, and then they magically sent it away.
Yeah, someone needs to stop her.
And it's like,
she needs to be stopped.
They're shitting themselves, and they're literally sitting there shitting themselves, and they go, after they're done, shit full in their pants, they go, woo.
Or I guess there's a portal.
Why would they do that?
Right at the end. And it just...
Wouldn't you want it in the beginning so you don't have shit in your pants?
And so, like, they saw that, like, the Muggles invented toilets and went, maybe we should just do that?
I mean, for a moment. Just for a brief moment. Or a boxer brief moment, am I right? Let's walk through this.
I can't. I don't think I'm mentally...
You know, it's like, did the chicken come before the egg?
Pardon me?
It's like if you shit and then the shit is gone, did you ever really shit?
Yes.
I just don't think it's as gross as you guys think it is.
First of all, that's not a chicken and the egg situation. That's what that is a dumb hypothetical question. So let's start there. So I have a dumb hypothetical question.
Rewind.
And then no, you're wrong.
I just don't think it's as gross as you guys think it is.
Okay. I just
shitting yourself.
If you can just instantaneously.
So you want the feeling of shitting yourself and having your shit in your pants, and then it's gone now. I felt myself shit myself. I felt shit.
Okay, maybe we should change.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We'll move on, but I do want to come back to that.
I don't want to. Josh, you're a madman.
After the pod, let's talk about it.
Yeah, we're allowed to talk after the fucking pod about your behavior today. I get that.
Yeah, but the magic is used for tools, which I do think there are a couple creative ways that we see it used. We see like these two kind of saucers that are put together, and then what I like is that every time these tools are shown, you can see I keep calling them runes. I don't know if that's what that is. But you keep seeing these symbols drawn on them. Like when you separate these two saucers and this bubble of water, starts to form, you can see the symbols on either side of the saucer.
Yeah, and it's like, you open it, it absorbs moisture. If you tilt the bottom one, it'll pour it out of a spout.
Yeah.
And then you can close it.
Super cool.
And it's a survival tool. Yeah. It's like, that's what you would do if you like how it like these are things you would do if you had magical abilities and tools around you.
Yeah, and they call them specifically contraptions, which is an actual word.
That is a good point.
Josh, wow.
No, I just thought that they were going to, like, how they call, in Harry Potter, they call people who can't use magic muggles.
Or no mages. No
mages, yeah. I just thought they would have given it a different name, but they literally call it a thing that's already a thing.
Yeah, they would have called it this is a do spell, and what it does is it does spells.
Exactly, a chingadera, if you will.
Is that from something?
I mean, that's Spanish for like stuff.
That'd be funny if in Harry Potter, like all the stuff was just like Spanish.
We also see them use it as some sort of lantern too. So they're basically using magic for tools, specifically.
Well,
for
I mean,
inventions.
you can't hurt anyone. Yeah. You can't go to war. You can't fight each other. A lot of limitations.
From what we've seen, that's sort of the extent of what you
can
do.
Yeah.
You sort of just learn for fun, and then it's like, what if we made a tree out of silver?
Yeah.
And it's like, that is cool. That's cool that you can do that. But to what end?
They sell them, and this is another thing I like about this world. It's a secret that everybody can be a witch, but it's not a secret that witches exist. And so what they do is they just sell these things that they make, which is kind of fucked up now that I think about
Yeah,
it.
it
You know?
is.
To tell
Whoa,
someone
it's-
you can't do what I'm doing, which is why you need to buy this thing
This
off
What
me.
is this, the
Thing.
stock market?
Yeah.
Is how did you make this? This is like magic.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be $150, sir.
Exactly. Yeah.
They
you
must
can't
not
do
fr-
it.
Gypped this guy.
To protect mankind. I have to whisper into the mic.
Yeah.
To protect mankind.
Protect mankind from this economy.
From the forces of evil.
Yeah, I didn't think about it till right now, but it's a little fucked up that you would tell somebody they can't do something that they can do just so you can make a little extra money. Either way, I still love this.
When you think about it, not a fantasy concept.
Yeah, a little too real there. So basically he goes off. The rival character thrusts her through this window portal into this other world where, she has to get this flower from this orb that's floating in midair. She's told she can take 3 tools with her, and she can take her like kit with her, which is it's 3 items. One of them is like some sort of magical compass that points her in the direction she needs to go. The other ones are her pen, and there's another one that was really cool too, but I am forgetting it, and Megan is helping me by
I'm gonna help
looking
you.
it up.
I think it might have been the shoes. No.
No, she takes the shoes. The rival character tells her that she can only handle taking the water thing and the
So we've got an guidance orb that shows the way to any destination and a vapor bubble for drinking water.
Yeah, and then she says, "Can I take the shoes too?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Fine, you can take the shoes."
So it was the shoes.
Yeah.
Which I was surprised at. Like, why would she give a dead girl her shoes?
Because she's sending her on what she thinks is a suicide mission.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
Although, because it's like, if you fail, you can never come back, and you're done now. So, I mean, I guess she's assuming, she'll fail. Which, I mean, you're just handing someone flying shoes and telling them to go up really high.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, how could you fail?
The only way to fail is to die. Because you already have the thing to fly.
Or do what she did and go into water and erase it off of the shoes.
Yeah, which now that I'm thinking about it, thank God.
Yeah.
But what happens earlier too, by the way, when and this comes into play during the test, which is something I really, really liked about the series, is when she's trying to learn how to make this flower out of water that her teacher is showing her. She ends up drawing one of the symbols a little too long, and because she drew that symbol a little bit longer on that side, the idea is that the more symmetrical the symbol, the more centered the spell will be. Yeah.
If a symbol is askew, it can end up like shooting it off to the
Right.
side or like in different directions.
Yeah, so she ends up using this to her advantage in this test, which, by the way, she's sent to during apparently the worst time. That's another thing. The worst time you
Like,
could ever go to this
it's
place.
not the equinox of July's spring,
Something along those
Climax.
lines,
I
definitely.
think, yeah, something like that.
something like that.
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
It's definitely not that, and that's a bad. It's not during the equinox of autumn sorrow.
Yes. In retrograde. Yes.
Oh no, not when Mercury's in retrograde. Oh boy, oh boy.
Not all the magic in the world can help her.
No, yeah, she's doomed.
Uh,
And my only lead is gonna die.
Yeah, literally, that's what he says. He goes, "Oh, not only the girl will lose." I'm like, "Damn, this fool really does not care about Coco."
He's cool though. I like him.
He says it like 3 times, where he's like, "This is the only reason why I'm doing this."
I mean, he would have wiped her memory and then left her to be an orphan.
But he didn't.
But he didn't.
Yeah, so she uses this to her advantage later on when she has to go get this flower. She's, everything's gone wrong. The shoes that she get are immediately, the symbol is immediately washed off because she falls into the water. And that means that her her pen and ink are soaked in water, and it's soaked into her bag, and everything's ruined. There's no possible way out of this. But she ends up making one of those seamstress marking rocks. Using the cloth and using a rock and using the ink, she wraps them together, and she makes what she uses to make markings on fabric. She uses it to write on a piece of fabric that she uses as a sail. And because of what happened earlier, one of the symbols is drawn a little longer, causing the wind, I guess, to propel her sort of upwards. And she has this like her own version of a broom, kind of, with these two oars that are, one is straight and one is horizontal.
That looks fun.
And and a sail.
And then she's like, I got the thing.
And she gets the thing.
And they're like, all right, well, now we're going shopping.
Yes. Because the teacher's like, oh, maybe I gave you the wrong kind of wand.
Yeah. I won't ask how you got here. I won't ask how you knew about the mission. I won't even ask how you know what to get. I just think we need to get you some new supplies.
Yeah.
We're going art supply shopping.
Yeah, because the pen is definitely the problem.
The pen is definitely the problem, not that you're a human. And then we get a little sneaky peek of this
we
fine.
doth see the wizard of old.
So the seed has sprouted.
Super cool character design. Love the robes.
I like how it kind of looks like a teeth.
Yes. Yeah.
The way it's draped.
Now, I love this story for many reasons, and one of the reasons in this story is pens being magic. I'm a pen guy. I got the G2.07 Pilot. I will only use that pen. What are you gonna do?
The spell of wrapping it up.
I thought you were gonna do another.
Oh, I mean, I could go like this.
Oh!
Right. I love a good pen, and I love stationery. So you're telling me that in this universe, Hogwarts is a Michaels? I'm there.
It's a Josh Michaels.
And that's why I fucking love you. Is that the wrap up wand?
Wrap up Spelliamo.
Okay. But they go to this place.
It is nice. I don't know if like everyone is like it seems like the thing to be like, you're literally magic with a pen.
But it's cool that the ink is enchanted or whatever.
Yeah, it's like that's the source of magic from like some sort of sap.
Yeah.
I was very the end of the volume, I gotta say, did hook me.
Right. So yeah, what happens is they go. The rival, by the way, does not want to have anything to do with them. She separates. She's like, I'm gonna go do my own thing.
I already got my. I don't know. I'm gonna go over here.
I know. I don't need everything to be repeated to me. I know what I know. I'm gonna go do my thing. Come find me when you're done. And Coco sees the witch outside the window of this shop that she's in after she's shown sort of how the ink is made, and after she sees who I'm only assuming is gonna be this cute boy that that we see more of.
Oh, I thought you meant the witch. Yeah. I was like, how would you know that?
No. I mean, that'd be a twist.
I can see that being the reveal.
Yeah.
He could be a cute boy underneath the mask.
That'd be a twist.
Yeah. Usually with someone who is masked like that, they are a beautiful woman, and someone goes, "I thought you were a guy," and then they take off their motorcycle helmet, and they go, "No."
Never read a manga by its cover. Anyway, they see the witch out of the window and they run. Coco runs after her.
She just runs after the
sprints.
Who, as far as she knows, is an evil wizard.
Powerful evil wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, there's the fucker.
Which she's been that way because she saw her or thought she saw her once before and was like, she's ready because her mom.
Yeah.
And they go after her and they're all of a sudden, all three of them, by the way, they run past the rival. And now they're all total, 4 of them running after Coco, who's running after this witch. And they run down this alley. And all of a sudden, they're not in the town they were in. They're in a new sort of place with sleek white stone buildings.
Yeah, and then someone's like, I'm going to go scout real quick. And then and then they're like, what is this? This is a new town. We have to leave right now.
Yeah.
Why is it? This is not a different part of town. What happened? And then a dragon just lands.
A huge, mean, menacing, nasty looking dragon. And that's the second Wizard of Oz reference after the clicking the heels together when they go like, we're not in blank anymore.
I see.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it.
It's 2. There's probably a third one. I just missed it because I'm fat. Yeah. So at the very end, we see the dragon, and it's completely out of the norm for what I expected to see in this
The design of
series.
it is like, it almost seems out like of a different like design like
does.
system.
It does.
It's so detailed.
Megan's lost her mind.
And then
She's crying. She's crying. Megan, why are you crying?
I really now hearing you guys talk about this series really does make me want to keep reading it.
Yeah. You said that the ending got you.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It really did.
I was on board the entire time, and I'm even more on board after seeing this dragon. So where are you guys at with it? You said you like it more. You said you liked it from the get-go. Are you going to keep reading it? Because I'm going to keep reading it.
yeah, I mean, because the final line sort of puts a whole new context into everything. Because I mean, and then also there's this thing of the guy's like, yeah, say where are the 4 children I took here, and then the boy who's like just writing, he's like, I don't know, I saw them go chase that wizard. Like what? Yeah, that strange man that was outside the window. They just chased after him. Like, I guess we should go look into that.
Yeah.
That's all the concern that was on.
Yeah, not enough urgency in this group.
They chased after some old dude. I don't know.
But I do think that it's only going to get kind of better from here. This was like, as far as volume 1s go, this was like incredibly well done. It taught me about the world. It taught me about the magic. It made me care about the characters. It set up everything, and it had a cliffhanger at the end. This was a perfect volume 1 for me.
Yeah, I want to talk about that final line.
I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, which is, Megan, when they meet the evil wizard who doth capture them.
You are our one and only hope. Like, okay, put that pressure on me.
Exactly.
Yeah, which I thought was weird that's the final line. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Tell it to someone who cares. That's the thing.
And even at the end of the chapter, you have a little, volume, you have a little introduction to casting seals right here.
Love it. Yeah, I also like, so you're saying this final line could go both ways as far as it being
I think where this story is going is that is not an evil witch. That is the good witch. She has been inducted into an evil witch society.
Wow. What makes you think that other than just like a hunch maybe?
Besides him saying you are our only hope, when you then look back on the fact that he's like, he does not undo that thing on her. He's like, we'll have to go and do this investigation to save your mom. There's that. There's also like he was about to like cast amnesia on a girl who was about to be orphaned, for the sake of like not letting people know that magic exists. They do profit off it. They will mind wipe people who like, again, they could also be profiting off it because anyone could.
He just didn't want to help the mom.
So this is an agency devoted to like creating exclusive sources of power. We already know that one of the apprentices is willing to send someone to their death, and the guy didn't care. And then they're like, all right, we're going to go do this now. And they just sort of live in this like high class, like they're all well off society where they all just profit off people needing them, even though they don't even need them, but they made a need for them. All they were going to be trained to do was continue that cycle. They weren't going to be trained to help people. They have not gone into that once. You're not supposed to cast spells on people. That would include healing magic. That would include making people better.
They do say specifically not to use healing magic.
Now, the implication when you're reading it is, oh, you mean like casting a fireball on someone. But in this world where like of magic, that would also include like if someone had a broken leg, you could. But they're like, no, you can't do that. And for the sake of upholding a masquerade, they would let people die when they can when anyone could heal everyone around them.
But I feel like their reason for it, at least it seems, is like, because if you do that, then where does it stop, right? Because if you heal somebody, then I feel like their reason for it is like you have to let the natural course of things take their toll, right? You can't just solve any problem with a spell. You can't just heal someone because you want to or because you can. You can't use magic for that because life.
Only I can use magic for that.
Yeah, dude. I think you might be right. I mean, even if you're not right, they are just.
And
villains.
I think the obvious turn to take with a ferocious dragon is revealing it acts like a dog. I think
I don't
that's
know if
the
I'm gonna like that if
that's
the
the
case.
thing. They reveal it's very
Is there a dragon in
friendly.
here?
I mean, why else would you're our only hope? In what world is that going to be him being like of death?
I mean, look.
To die.
Yeah, I mean, it very well could still be. I don't know. I don't know where this series can go. It could go that way. It could go the other way.
Because where this plot line would go, the way it's been set up, would be, I need to get my mom out here. And, okay, but first we got to investigate this person who gave you a book spell, who, you know, and this person has apparently been chasing after them for a while, and they're like, this is my only lead to track down this witch who's given people books. Ooh. And it's not like, oh, I know many wizards, I know a lot of witches, they can come in and they can rescue your mom, and then that'll be the end of it. I'll just cast amnesia on both of you.
Because this is also the same organization that's trying to keep magic out of the hands of the ordinary people. So what you're saying is that woman is just like, or whoever, that person is trying to give magic back to the people.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
To the right people.
To kind of expose this farce,
because
lift this veil.
The evil perspective of it is this witch just gave a magic book to a little girl and was like, hopefully she casts a spell and like blows up a house or something.
And her fucking mom dies.
Yeah, her fucking mom turns to stone.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
That'd be
That's
cool.
gonna be in about 10 years.
What?
That's gonna.
Yeah.
That's
I
gonna
can
be,
wait. I can wait.
I
Yeah.
just do shit like this all the time, and
Super committed to the
every
bit.
now and then I'm like, oh no, someone's house turned to stone.
Oh no, another orphan.
So I have to assume it's a deeper meaning than that, and especially that type of book.
I
think
hope
that's
so.
Gonna become the.
I think
I hope
so.
you're
Because
right.
also, if he's evil and they're cornered by a dragon, I think Volume 2 is going to be very short.
Great point. or I mean, you know,
Or
quick,
yeah, they teleport in and they rescue him, and they're like,
yeah, exactly.
Matt, the only hope was he's trying to destroy the world.
Yeah, and I thought you weren't supposed to teleport, by the way. And he's like, yeah, but you guys were in danger. So again, do as I say, not as I do.
Because that counts as a spell casted on someone.
And look, this is all speculation. None of us have
Yeah.
read past Volume 1, and I am genuinely in love with this series. I picked this up and was immediately just taken with it. And I probably will tomorrow, as of recording this, go buy the second volume because not only do I love the story and the art style, but the quality of the manga itself, to me, is so good. I love the colors, the cover, the quality of the material that they use to make the paper that they use to make the manga, and the few pages that are in color in the beginning. I mean, it's a beautiful manga to just have too. I loved it, and I highly recommend it. It's not gonna be, I don't think, for necessarily everyone.
I think it's for everyone. Who isn't this for?
I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I can just picture somebody picking this up and just thinking it's fine. But I was really, like I said, taken with it. I really loved it a lot, and I highly recommend it. But I don't know. Maybe it is for everybody. What do you think, Megan?
I had fun. It's very beautiful, and I'm excited to see where the next volume goes, because it definitely leaves you like, oh shit, like Cody just opened my brain, and I was like, oh, that does make a lot of sense. So I'm hoping that there's some underlying, craziness with the magic community. It's not just like, not everyone can use magic because some people are bad type of thing. It's like, no, not everyone can use magic because we want to capitalize on the weak. So hopefully we get to see more of that. Hopefully we get to see Agete not be such a bitch and open her heart.
She will. She'll come around. Yeah.
I hope so. But other than that, I mean, it was a well-rounded first volume.
Yeah.
Other than my tidbit about the magic, but it fit everything well.
Yeah. Cody, what do you think?
I like it.
It was fun, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like it way more than maybe it helps that I like having a world that makes sense. So if they're like, oh, believe me, this makes sense. I'm like, does it? And they're like, you step over to chapter 2 here, and I'm like, oh, you do make a lot of sense.
Oh, are you flirting with the manga? That seems-
How do you, yeah.
So you'd recommend it to people, right?
Silencio.
Okay, we're almost done. I think it's a great series. I think we all recommend it, and like Megan said, it was fun and it's a good time. So check out Witch Hat Atelier if you haven't already, and if you have, let us know what you thought about it. Have a discussion with us after you read it in our Discord if you'd like. There'll be a link down in the description of this video for you to do that. There's been a lot of stuff popping off in the Discord lately, and you don't want to miss it. I mean, if we had another half hour, we'd go into it. But just hop in there and see what's going on.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, fun.
Whoa! I have fun in there.
No, I have fun, but
I like dropping in every now and then to like say one thing and then leaving.
yeah.
But he's usually always the topic of discussion.
Yeah, a lot of people talking about Cody in the Discord.
Yeah.
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 He's not even there.
But speaking of people talking about stuff,
a lot of things of me dabbing and stretching. No, I don't like it.
I
don't like when someone posts a thing of me stretching. I'm like, where'd they get that? It's one of the images that pops up on everyone's. Oh no,
it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. I like it.
I love it. And speaking of people saying stuff, now it's time for the Wonder Circle, our section of the podcast where we read comments of yours posted on our previous videos. If you have a comment or something to say that you want us to read in the Wonder Circle of a future episode, comment down below, really whatever you want, and we'll probably pick it. I can't say for sure that we'll pick it, but maybe one of us will. Who wants to go first? We all have our comments picked out.
I just had mine in it refreshed.
I'll just go. Mine's super sweet and simple by Jam Coover. Thank you for the amazing recommendation. Just read the entire thing and really enjoyed it in regards to Kaiju number 8. And we've been hearing that a couple of times now.
Yeah.
Which is great because I really love that manga.
Kaiju number 8 is amazing, and I'm glad other people are finding it and enjoying it. And if we can play and have any hand in that, then that's fucking cool.
Yeah. And when the anime comes out, we'll be like, we did that. We made that happen.
Can I go?
Yes. Megan, the floor is yours.
Oh, you said
His
yes.
is going to be longer.
Well,
okay.
I'm going to read, I have a
Oh,
little
okay,
something
okay,
special
okay.
to
So
read.
this one comes from Ascendant Stoic. 3 days ago. It never says which episode. Anyway, I also have to add I read Chainsaw Man, Spy X Family, and Kaiju number 8 due to your recommendation, guys, and they all turned out to be great series. I watched the episodes, and despite knowing some stuff about it in the first volume beforehand, it was still enjoyable. In fact, I was anticipating certain moments and waiting for them to happen, like the hilarious Elegante part of Spy X Family exam. Thanks. Winky face.
Yeah, that was
Doesn't
something.
that make you so happy?
Oh, super
because
happy.
I love watching reviews of things that I don't necessarily know a lot about, and if they're funny, I'll be like, oh, I could literally reading it, I remember what they said about it, and it just makes it that much more enjoyable for me personally.
Yeah, same.
So to hear that someone is saying that about us, like, oh, so nice.
It's so fucking
sweet.
cool. And that's something I think we touched on in a previous episode too, about being worried about, like,
Yeah.
does us talking about it take away from it? So to hear that it's possibly in some cases adding to it is fucking amazing.
All we
We-
can
we-
wish
We
for.
apply a mathematical... I leaned too far back. We apply a mathematical equation to every discussion of maximizing enjoyability while leaving vagueness.
We leave that up to
Right.
Volume 1 Chan. She gives us the numbers after.
Yeah,
the
Volume 1
pod.
Chan runs the algorithm.
She runs
Yeah,
the
she
YouTube
runs
algorithm too, yeah.
a lot of
And
shit.
and any day now she'll.
She she needs us to grow a little bit more, she says, as people, but I think we're getting closer.
Yeah.
And your turn.
I wanted to do something a little different and read a message that we got from our new Patreon member who says they listen to every episode, and I hope you're listening to this. Again, your name will be up here somewhere. I'm not going to read the entire message just because I don't know if you're okay with that, but I will read a small part of it that pertains to something that we've talked about and hope to do in the future, and I think will be of interest to everybody else listening and watching as well. And that little paragraph says, so regarding some of your podcasts, I wonder if you guys wanted to do more of some more philosophical or emotional mangas in the future, which really puts out an emotion for your eyes. It's a translation thing. It's fine. Like Pun full series review, or some other series. I don't know. It's up to you guys. And then they have some suggestions like Blood on the Tracks, Claymore, Boys Abyss, Girls. And basically the question is, do we want to do more, maybe not just manga reviews, but volume dones of more emotional, psychological, philosophical series as opposed to just action?
With the answer being yes, but
Yes.
it is very draining because if you saw Fire Punch, you like that one had people punching at least.
Yeah.
But the ones that are purely emotional, I like stories like that. But to do it and devote like multiple weeks to it straight, pretty emotionally draining. So we have to sort of space them out.
Yeah. I for sure want to do. Cody pretty much said everything I'm gonna say, but yeah,
Just hit him with it again. Hit him with the remix.
yeah, it's a remix. Yeah, remix. Yeah. I would love to do more emotional, psychological, philosophical series reviews. It is draining, but I do find that I get a lot more out of them. And there are action series, like you said, like Fire Punch, that have it kind of woven beautifully throughout. But Blood on the Tracks, Megan, you kind of read more of that series than I think both of us did, and you said it just got more and more intense.
Addictive for sure. I couldn't stop reading it.
Yeah, and so also, if you don't know, we do have an episode on Blood on the Tracks Volume 1, but it's not on YouTube.
And that was in a bygone age where
Cody does not want you to go back.
We
and listen to any
probably
audio
should
episodes.
do a redone. And then if the redone, people want to see more of it, and then we'll do a volume done.
Yeah, which actually kind of leads me to my final point about everything is that we want to start getting some of your feedback, but we want to start getting feedback from people who we know have our best interests at heart. So what we've kind of decided to do is have start a poll or have some sort of voting system on what our next volume done will be. Saturday, a couple days as of you seeing this video, we will be releasing part 2 of our Hell's Paradise volume done, and part 3 will be the final part in that series. And then after that, we'll probably do a couple redones, but then another volume done. And what that next volume done is up to you. So we have 3 picked out that we'd love to try, and we're going to be leaving it up to our Patreon members to decide what order we do those in. So just because yours doesn't win doesn't mean we're not going to do it. It just means it might come later on down the list, farther down the list. Those 3 are Goodnight Pun, Hori Mia, or Spy X Family. Spy X Family is ongoing, but we figure maybe we can at least cover an arc or something.
Volume sum.
A volume sum.
Volume sum.
So we will make a poll as of this recording with these 3 on there, and whichever one wins, we'll probably do in maybe a month. I don't know. Doing volume dones does take a lot out of us just because it's a lot to read in a short amount of time. But yeah, so if you already are a Patreon member, cool, go vote. And if you're not, you can become a Patreon member by going to patreon.com/volume1pod. You help support our show. You help us grow, not only in our production value, but we're just able to do a lot more cool things. Some of those cool things which we will be revealing soon, hopefully. But yeah, and if you are a Patreon member, we fucking love you. Hey, guess what? Yeah, you. We
Hey,
fucking
you.
love you. And if you're not a Patreon member, then we love you too. We love you for commenting. We love you for subscribing. And we love you for thumbs upping this video. But that's it. That's it for our volume 1 of Which Hat?
Atler.
Atlar.
Atelier.
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 Oh.
All that's left now is I'm not forgetting anything, right?
No.
Okay. All that's left to do now is to get out of here on our outro. That's always the motherfucking same and never motherfucking changes. Which today, Megan, you have your hand raised.
Stay witch fat.
You want to call me fat at the end of the episode too? Okay. But you want me to say it too. You're gonna say, until next time, Josh is fat.
It's funnier because I never have once.
How about this?
You call yourself fat.
How about
it's
this?
not funny.
How about
Like,
this?
why do you do this to yourself?
How about this? We'll say, until next time, Josh is fat, and then I'll put a picture of fat Josh. I'll put a picture of fat Josh. Because I don't know if people have seen Fat Josh.
Do you have one?
Yeah, do you have one?
Until next time, Silencio.
I mean, it's not bad.
Until next time, subscribe-o to Volume 1.
And that's what you call a punch-up. And let's wrap it up. Josh initiates the ending sequence.
Whoa.
Are we saying subscribe-o? And
to
that's,
Volume 1-0.
okay. All right. Thank you for watching.
Subscribe, yo.
Thank you.
Subscribe-o.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And until next time.
Where's your one?
Oh, fuck.
Get your one. Oh my god.
Oh my
You're
god.
gonna decide.
I couldn't decide on which one.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And until next time,
Subscribe-o to Volume 1-0.